Alright, and we are back for, I guess this would be video 2 of slicing this theme up and turning it into a theme uh, for Evolution-Xtreme. So, we've got the header and the footer done. We can go ahead and, I guess, we can do the center block real quick, or the blocks. Doesn't really matter. They're both pretty easy. Just trying to think which one I want to do first. Any, mini, money. We'll just do this one here. Alright. This is slightly different than doing the header and the footer, because basically what we have to do is make it to where we can code this and have a title in here. We're going to have our content in here somewhere. Generally it's like right in that box. And you want to have some space on the sides, and you want to have some space on the bottom, and some space away from the top. So really it just depends on how we want to do it. I would say there's some designers and coders that would prefer to slice this whole and keep it that size. I don't personally like to do that, so we're not going to. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice it real quick, and we'll see what happens. It's a really long block when you start, scrolling down through there. Um, this is where this would be an actual rounded corner. So when we make that slice, we can just bring it up to something like right there would be fine. And then we could probably get away with just making a little mark here, and then coming over here and doing the same thing. It's where it's pretty much the same. We're just going to come out to about right there. And then when we're at the top up here, it's going to be really small, but it's going to be on the other side of that little bend right there. And we're going to be a little bit short here, so what we can do is bring it out. It doesn't really matter. I mean, they're still extremely small. Let's bring it out to right there, and that should be fine. Alright, and let's look here. So we'll have 3 pieces in the title section, and then we'll have a side, and see how this comes down here and it's blue. So we want to come below that when we do the side, and we'll just zoom out just a little bit because I don't want too much space between the top and the body, but I want to make sure it's down far enough here that it doesn't cut off there, as far as where this blue kind of bleeds into the side there. The bottom's fine, and like I said, this would basically be our content area in the middle here. So I guess we can just go ahead and slice that up real quick and see what happens. Alright, so we got it all sliced up. We can go ahead and we're going to save this PSD here. I'm just going to name it BLK for block. You can name it whatever you want to. That's just my preference. And then we're going to save for web and devices. And we'll save it as a GIF. And it's going to be all user slices. And just go ahead and click save. Now we should have a block or a file full of block images as well. So we're going to need one table with 3 columns. Then we have our next 2 images here, which is our left side and our right side. And then we have our bottom 3 images. We're still going to have a table that's going to have 3 columns. The left column is going to be for the left side of the block, and then the middle column is going to be for the content, which is what you see on the site, and then the right side is going to be for the right side repeating slice. So I guess we can just go ahead and go into Dreamweaver here, and we'll start slicing that up, or coding it up. The way I do this is a little bit different. This is just going to be HTML, and even though it's a block, it's still going to be 100%. It's my preference, really. If I could stop hitting that button, I'd be a lot happier. So there's that there, and then we'd have this here, and then we would have TD. Oops. And we're going to have 3 here, I guess, so and there, so we have a table. Now, what's cool about this is that we're actually going to copy this section here, and we're going to drop this table down 1, and then we're going to paste this in here. Now, I can't stand the tables to be kind of weird, so once you paste that in there, you just come down here and, oops, wrong button. Oops. Let me get my head on straight here. I can't really think right. Let's just try to make it look a little bit nicer than that. It's so complicated when I'm doing it the way I am. That'll work for me. It's kind of messy, but it's alright. This is actually going to control the width, regardless of what we have in here. We're going to set these to 100%, and we're going to control the width by this alone. All of our other tables, which we're going to have a couple more, will be right inside here. So it'll be something like that. Now, like I said, this up here is a table. All these tables are inside of this table, and what happens is this controls the width. So what's going to happen is if you add larger content than what the block is set at, instead of breaking the block, it's just going to expand the block so it fits. So it makes it a little bit nicer in some cases, and another case, if you want to resize your block, you only have to do it in one spot. I don't know, it's really the coder's preference. I like coding it that way personally, but you know, it's whatever you want, really. Okay, so block 03.gif, and it's 5 by 32. So we'll just go ahead and add that in there. What was that? Block what? 03.gif. I believe the height was what, 32? Check that. Yeah, okay, now it's block 04 and block 06. That's really convenient. Now this is going to be a background image. Now I did find what I did wrong in that last video there, and what the problem was. I actually had an equals here instead of this. So to override that being a mistake, I had to actually add 100% to the width instead of it just knowing what it was doing. So, my bad. So now we should have some crazy stuff. We're not going to see it yet. I don't even think we have Roblox on here to be able to see anything, so we're just going to have to wait. It kind of makes it suck because you can't really see what you're doing. It also helps we just pick a width. The next image is header or block 06, and it is 5 by 32. So we have the top section of our block done. But okay, so you see this here. I need to see what I did wrong there. Nothing. I just don't have a title, and I forgot to type a URL here. So it's my bad. So there is the start of the blocks. Now the sides are a little bit different because we're going to repeat down instead of across. So we only have two images here. So we have a block 08 and block 10. That is 5 by 1 and 5 by 1. So let's see here. You first want to define the width. So the width of the block is going to be it's going to be 5, and then the style is going to be a background image. So there we will actually have a side here, which we really won't see yet, but it does exist. If you want to take a second and kind of cheat just a little bit, you can actually just copy and paste that and change this, since we know that it's the same size. We also know that the only difference is the image. That's a lot to type out. So that's done. Now this right here is just going to be a style unless you have an image, and this is going to be a background color, and that color will be defined by whatever the background is, and I believe it's just white. Well, close to white. It's that there. So we'll just paste that in there, and right here we'll just add content, and that's pretty much it for that part. If I didn't mess up somewhere, which I did somewhere. So let me see. Alright, so actually let me put my quote here like I'm supposed to, and make sure here. That really should be everything. Okay, so now is the last part of the block. That is these last three images here, which is block 13, and then 14 and 15. I kind of think it's silly that all of a sudden it's in order. So we're just going to have our side block here. Let me see what the height of these are. It's 3 pixels. So 5 by 3 and 5 by 3. So we're good. We can go ahead and type those out real quick. just going to copy and paste that because it just makes more sense. I know it's the same, except this is going to be a 15 instead of a 13. So we can just save that and see what happens with our blocks. And we do have blocks. That works. Blocks are good. So that's kind of nice that it is coming together. So the block is for the most part done. We can actually go back here if you wanted to real quick because it's real quick and easy. Let's go into our resource folder, and if we just grab this side block resource code, and we'll just open that with Dreamweaver, you'll see that we have this B-align top, la-da-da. This is the code that we would add to our block. Now, where we're going to add that is going to be right here. This is our first image, and this is our second image in the top table. We're going to paste from the background image URL. We'll just paste that in there. Now, we will have to probably change the color and everything a little bit. We do want to add, I believe it's V-align, I can't remember. It's been a while. Yeah, we'll just add this in here. This is why I have this code here. Now, what that does is it allows you to have your titles. Now, it's a coincidence that those actually went there. What you can do is you can change the way they're set. Say you want them aligned to the left. Say you want them to be closer to the bottom. So you would add 10 because it's going to be, the padding is going to be on the top, so it's going to move from the top down however many pixels you want it to. And this is going to be the color of the font. So if we made that change, then we could go in here and look at it, and it's going to put it to the bottom of the repeating background, and it's going to move it to the left. However you want to do it. I personally think that on this one here, the center will be just fine. You can also adjust the font size if you want to. This is just inline CSS. It's not anything fancy or cool. But if you wanted to make this text bigger or whatever, you could. But that is the side blocks. The center blocks, oh yeah, see, I just want to do this real quick. If we wanted to change that to 300, for example, our blocks will get a lot wider. That's why I wanted to do it the way I did. Otherwise, you would be going through and changing each one of these. And if you're doing like a header that has, 6 tables or something like that, it gets really annoying having to do that every time. So this will actually let you see, what you like more. And then of course you can use the element here, and you could find the block width in here. Of course you have to find it. And then once you do, then you can actually go in and change the width. So we would just have to find it. No. There's our width. So if you just wanted to see what it would look like, just to kind of fit your content in there. You can do that, and it just, again, it's a good tool to, well, see what your site looks like with the changes you make. They don't stay until you actually go in and change them in your code. But in the meantime, that's pretty much it. So, block is done. It's been 28 minutes. I wonder if we could do the story also. I'll kind of get that out of the way. The story's pretty easy. It's basically the same thing as the block. So, I think we can do it. Let's go ahead and clear our guides and clear our slices, and we'll just zoom in here. And because this center block is the way it is, I'm just going to resize it just a little bit. It doesn't need to be so big. It just makes it more complicated for us to code, and unless I ruined my rounded corner there, which I think I did. So let me step back just a little bit. It's not that big of a rounded corner, but just if I don't have to if I don't have to take this and I guess move halfway across the screen, I don't want to do that. It doesn't need to be so big like that. So let's see if that works without ruining my rounded corner. And of course it doesn't. So we'll just put it back and do it again. And that's fine. It's not that big of a rounded corner. Maybe I should make it a little bigger anyway. I mean, that looks alright, like that, but let's see here. Let's just make a new thing here. We'll just get rid of that. We'll go down here to our rounded rectangle tool. Let's set that there, and let's do that there. We will convert to a smart object. Let me rasterize it. We will fill it with a color, and I meant to pick a color of white, but we'll go with that color there. And let's click OK. And I broke it. It wouldn't be the first time I broke something. I don't know why it doesn't want to agree with me. It's just like it just wants to be rude. Alright. I can work with that. That's just, well, really basic, but, you know, that's the whole point of this tutorial, is to be basic. So, now we can just, you know, drag our slices in there, and we know that we want to be on each side of all these, corners here. So, they go out to here and here. So for this side, we'll just probably come out to about right there, and to come down, we'll probably just come down to about here would be fine, just to make sure. We do not need to come out that far for the side, so we could just probably come in somewhere right around here, and be alright for the side. And for the bottom here, we'll just bring it up to about right there. And whatever this was, I guess I want to bring this over here to that, and that is just 2 pixels, so that's good. Let's go over to the other side real quick. Let's bring in 1, 2, and we can slice it now. And this is just going to be for the story. So basically, what's going to happen in the story is your title is going to go right here. We might actually want to make that a little bit bigger because, or a little taller, because your title is going to go in there. Let's see here on the top. I don't know, maybe we want to bring it down a couple more pixels here. That'll be fine. We can work with that. And then we'll just slice it up. And, you know, just the same as all the rest of them. Except I don't have a side out here yet, so I'll just bring it out to about right there. It'll be fine. And we'll just go right in there and do our side. And same here. You know, if I wasn't, you know, wanting you all to learn how to do slices, I would just do this with colors instead. But it makes it better to do it this way and learn. We will go ahead and save this as story, as STR. That's a crazy abbreviation, but works for me. Now we'll go ahead and export that. What the hell is that there for? Kind of scary. We'll have to fix that. I think my computer's playing games with me. You got this crazy new backup hard drive that keeps trying to do its own thing. Not really liking that a whole lot, but it is anyway. Alright, so here's our story images. We have story 03, 04, 06, and then our 2 sides, and then our bottom. So we have let's get those in there. So let's see what happens here. We're already good here. This is going to be the same way as the blocks. We're just going to do it in HTML. Just at 100%, and the standard stuff. I really do hate that button. Just a second here. I love making tables. Not really. Actually, I'm starting to prefer CSS over pretty much everything. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, we're going to do story 03, and this is 10 by 13, 10 by 1 by 13, and 10 by 13. So, we'll just get to doing it. I probably won't talk much during this one, but it'll be alright. This will be the same as the blocks were. And we're going to copy and paste that to here again. And we're going to change this image to 11. And we'll change this one here to 11. Alright, that's not the correct color, but that's what I threw in there. And it might be the correct color, but we'll find out. It's going to be the F6, okay. So that's cool. We can live with that. Let's paste that in there, and then we'll grab our last 3 images, and we'll be done with this in just a moment. 14, 15, and 16, and it is 10 by 10 and 10 by 10. That makes it really easy. I believe that was 14.gif. Width equals 10. And the height was 10, I believe. Let me just double check. It was 14, 15, 16, and it was 10 by 10, so we're good. We'll just copy and paste that one also, because we know that this is 16. And this is going to be a background image. Let's just take a quick look. We have something in here. It's kind of crazy. I made a mistake somewhere. We'll get there in just a second. Hell, you never know with my typing skills over here. For some reason, making a video is just, not working out for me real well. Don't really know why, but it'll be alright. Oh, don't know exactly. We do want to go ahead and open up our resource folder. We're going to grab the story info. And basically what's going to happen is this code right here that we have, we're just basically going to take this TD right here, and we're just going to paste that in there in its place. And that's pretty much how I do that there. I do have a problem somewhere, and I need to figure out where it's at. I also need oh, well, I guess that would explain it. I don't have sides on the theme yet, so that makes sense now. We do want to go ahead and after this we'll just add a break. So we just separate these, Now there's a little break, so we have our story tables here, and I mean, we will have to add a title in here. I'll also need to add sides to the theme and all that good stuff. So we'll get there and get that done soon enough. But we are starting to get our content and everything in here, so that's good news. So we will be back, and we'll get this little section here sorted out, and hopefully get this main part finished up.